Be different. Be nice. Just smile. I promise it'll change your life. Be different. Be nice. Just smile. I promise it'll change your life. Songland. Just watched another episode of Songland. It's, remember I said William because I didn't know who it was. It's Will I Am, and he's the front man for Black Eyed Peas. And he really, he was the artist who gets to, choose one song to hopefully be his next hit. But definitely he's going to release as a single. But he really got into it, and these songs drastically changed. He helped. John Legend last week didn't. This Will I Am really, the songs got changed around like drastically. And he's so amazing that he had to choose one out of the three. They start with 4, like I said, and one goes away. But the one that went away was like this really powerful 18-year-old, like, wrote it, lyric video, like really, changed the world, revolutionary type song. So Will I Am did not choose that song because he said it's more powerful being sung by an 18-year-old as opposed to a 40-year-old. So he wants to collaborate with this guy and let this guy sing his own song. He's just unbelievable. And then the other 3, he picked one as a single like he's supposed to do for the show. But he does what he wants to do. He chose the other 2 to be on his album. He said he's trying to help these people. But he really, the producers did too. They reworked the lyrics and whatnot, and made the songs way better. And he's removing 3 songs from his album, Will I Am, the Black Eyed Peas album, and putting these 3 unknown songs on it. As that he's saying he's going to sing them, obviously. Black Eyed Peas is going to sing them. And I already watched a little snippet of what the one he chose was the one I just gave you a snippet. It's called Be Nice. Be different. Just smile. I promise it'll change. It's catchy. Not my kind of music, I told you this already. But it's catchy. And it's awesome to see the process, because a lot of times songs, if they come from a songwriter, if it's not an artist just writing their own stuff, but it comes from, it can be just one little part that you like from a song, and it all gets reworked, which these songs really got drastically changed. I mean, drastically. I put closed captions on so I could see. They got drastically changed. He let everyone have their dream, you know what I mean? The 18-year-old is like, I'm going to collaborate with you. I don't want to sing your song. I want to collaborate with you and have you sing your own song. Oh my God. And then the other 3 are going to be on his album. Unreal. Unbelievable. Only because I watched the show, I'll be interested in seeing, what all these songs sound like, including, last week, John Legend shows We Need Love. Fascinating show. Next week's going to be Kelsey Ballerini. Told you I'm waiting for alternative rock to be on the alternative rock artist song. I am finding, though, the songs are shorter. You know, songs are usually longer than these songs. Although they start off longer, some of them, and then they reduce them down. You are not going to go poop on the floor. So on to other things. I'm not taking my feet off to show you. I'm taking my socks off because I'm lying down. And just to be more comfortable. I can't make this very long because it cuts off on me. It's going to piss me off to the end. And we're in the danger zone. I'm not sure when it's going to cut off. So I create a video. It doesn't last that long battery power, you know. Oh, that's the trade-off for having a better, clearer, you know, camera. Takes a more clearer picture, video, whatever. This couple went on their dream vacation to Fiji and wound up dead from some mystery fucking soup. They don't know, but they're dead. They contracted a deadly, and they're healthy. These are young, healthy people, like, and then they're thinking it might be a super flu, but whatever it is, they're dead. And they left behind a little boy, like 3 years old. Grandparents were on the like, we were grandparents, now we have to be parents. They're going to take care of that boy. Parents dead, went on their dream vacation. And again, these were healthy, young. They were like, they didn't say how old they were, but I think they're in their late 20s or early 30s. And the CDC is investigating. Can you imagine? They dropped dead. One was in, she was like probably already a goner, and then the husband, that was the wife, and the husband came down. I mean, within a few days of each other, they're dead from the same thing. And unbelievable. That was on today because they gave a little more info, but yesterday they had that another couple in the Dominican Republic wound up dead. They were on vacation, and they say they found fluid in their lungs and I mean, unbelievable. And it's looking like there's no, that it's yet again a case of the husband did it with the Jennifer Tulos. He killed her, either planned it or did it just in a fit of rage, and then his girlfriend's helping him cover it up. I don't know why they think they're not going to be seen on surveillance dropping 30 trash bags off on the same day she disappeared, and going a 4-mile stretch down the road and 30 different trash bins. I mean, how do they think they're not going to get caught doing that? I don't know. And they're finding her blood. They've only been charged with tampering with evidence because, you know, they haven't found a body. They may not find a body, you know, but they can still charge you without a body, like they did with that one where those supposed friends of that woman were charged with her murder, and there was no body ever found. They were found guilty. It was featured on the top with friends like these. Special. And I remember back when the Parkland, the massacre, you know, the Parkland shooting, 17 people dead. mostly students. I remember, but it's been over a year now. I have to refresh my memory. But I remember bitching about that Peterson, that secured that guard, um, that they're accusing him of being a coward and all that, and he didn't rush in. He stayed outside. He says, "I'm no coward." He pretends, well, he says that he didn't. He thought the shots. I think it's all bullshit. You tell me you can't tell that shots are coming from inside versus outside. Well, now he's being charged with a crime because people would have lived if he had done his job. But I wouldn't think. Not. I think it's immoral what he did. That he's supposed to rush in. Just like they did recently with that. They all rushed into that building in Virginia Beach. Municipal building. But Scott Peterson, blah, blah, blah. I remember bitching about that, and other people bitching about that, and I even wrote stuff online, I'm sure. I can't remember now. But he says, oh, he thought the shots are coming from outside. You tell me you can't tell they're coming from inside the building. But I would not think he could be charged with a crime. But he is. He's being charged with child neglect and whatnot. And why did it take all this time? They said it's like over a year. Like, why did it take 15 months to determine, to see on surveillance and to charge him? I don't understand that. I don't get that one. I also don't see how he can be charged. There's a lot of times you want to charge somebody with something, but you can't legally. So, I never believed his story, though, and I'm hardly the only one, but all these months later, he's being charged with neglect, with child neglect and whatnot, that he didn't rush in. And I'm not sure if he really can be charged, because I just wouldn't think that you, even though it's your job to put yourself in harm's way. I mean, Joe says a lot of times cops don't, he said all cops don't do what they're supposed to do and risk their lives to save others or whatever. So I don't know if they really can charge Scott Peterson, but I think is that his name? They are charging him, but whether or not it'll stick is another story, They say if he's guilty on all counts, he'll go to jail for 96 years. I don't know. I didn't think, it's just like regular people. I mean, that was featured on Seinfeld. Regular people are not required to come to the aid of somebody. You know what I mean? It's ethically and morally wrong not to. So I wouldn't think, even though it's his job to go into that building, I don't know that he can be charged with a crime. But they're doing it, Things have changed anyway, because even though it made me sick what she did, I'm still in shock that Massachusetts girl was charged with held responsible for her friend's suicide just because she told him to commit. I mean, I'm shocked at that. I made videos about that. Just looking at purely objective, I couldn't believe it, but it kept getting appealed and it went higher up, and she was still charged in the end, held responsible for someone else's actions. Like that blows my mind. I think she's horrible again, but I'm just talking legally. I wouldn't think she'd be able to be charged, and other people feel the same way. That's a slippery slope, that you can be charged just if your words cause someone to kill themselves, and you're charged with the manslaughter or something. I don't know. I just find that hard to believe. But if that could happen to her, then I guess he didn't do his job, and people died because he didn't do his job, and he's been arrested. So again, I look at these purely objectively. Okay, I'm totally in shock that one I never thought in a million years, not that care either way. I don't. But I never thought she would go to jail. I never thought she could, you know, because there's so many people, but we live in a different age now, so they're going to change, you know, what applied way back when. It's new things now. And they probably will start charging you criminally if you bully someone and they kill themselves or whatever. He was getting out of he wasn't going to kill himself anymore. He was getting out of the car that had the gas or something. She said, go back in. But still, I find that hard to believe that she could be criminally charged simply because it's words, you know. People do all kinds of things, especially online. People tell people to kill themselves. People do all kinds of things. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, his job was to go in there and, you know, basically, ultimately probably wind up sacrificing his own life to save others. That was his job. But I'm talking about Scott. But he's being criminally charged. That surprises me. Again, whatever, you know. I wouldn't think it could happen, but I don't particularly care because I remember thinking that was horrible that he waited out there and didn't go in like he was supposed to, and then he tries to pass off some bullshit story that he thought the gunshots were coming from outside. Like, come on, you can hear him, but whatever. And then he thinks he resigned, you know, because he was. And I think he even gave this whole statement saying blah, 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 and I'm no coward, and blah, blah, blah. But now, all these, over a year later, he's being criminally charged. It took that long to criminally charge him. Will it stick? I don't know. Again, along the same lines, I wouldn't think that even if it's your job to basically even sacrifice your life when you're in that position, if you don't do your job, can you really be held criminally responsible for deaths? For, you know, I don't know. It's interesting. Interesting. See what I'm gonna end this just so I don't have it run out on me.